Hello, let me check in with the first 30% of The Perfect Crimes of Mrn Hys by Cat Sebastian, a 2022 historical romance book that I picked up as an audio from the library. And I'm 30% into it, and that's about when I realized, because I think I went to put it on my Goodreads, my Goodreads thing, that this is number 2 of the Queer Principles of Kit web series. Who knew? And according to some of the people on Goodreads, it's like, I don't know if I think you'd be missing a lot if you hadn't read number 1, because this is more of a consequences of the first book kind of book, which I went and I looked on the library thing, and yes, they do have the first book in audiobook. It's on audio, but it's about 5 weeks before I'm going to get a hold of it. I put a hold on it. What the heck? But I also know I've gotten like 30% into this book. I am not going to wait 5 weeks and circle back around and then circle back around to this one. And to be honest, I'm fairly quite enjoying so far the first 30% of this book, which only features Kit Webb as a minor character who seems to have been hired by Mrn Hys to stage a robbery of her husband, who is a evil rat bastard apparently. We only get kind of glancing stuff of that. We actually hear more about that in the book summary on the description on Goodreads, where the robbery goes wrong. The husband shoots at Kit, accidentally hits Percy, I think it is, who is somebody else. I'm not quite sure exactly about all the relationships. I think Percy and Kit are a thing. I think there's a lot of bisexuality going on in this book. And Marion ends up shooting her husband, I guess, to stop him from killing anyone. And she is now on the lam. The book opens, though, with a great 10-week correspondence between Rob Brooke, who is a fellow who is worried that he is going to become, he'll end up becoming an earl, because the the evil motherfucker, is it a duke, that Marion married, there seems to be some kind of question as to legitimacy, and that he wouldn't actually be the duke and Rob would, but Rob desperately doesn't want that. And he's kind of going through all these things to try and blackmail Marion into giving him £500 in exchange for his silence. Though he wants to stay silent, I guess he doesn't want to become a duke after all. And so they have this kind of comedic series of blackmail letters, which become more and more flirtatious as they go along, and then end with Marion having drugged him and kidnapped him to keep him under wraps while they try and do this robbery, which messes up, and she ends up shooting her husband. Thinks at this point maybe she's killed him, doesn't know for sure, and decides needs to go on the lam, needs to get to her father. Rob decides that he needs to assist her in this, and we're off on a kind of a road trip with her dressed as a man, and Rob proving himself really great guy. He's great at talking to all sorts of people. He proves himself kind of a worthy dude when an innkeeper woman is getting harassed by guys that he kind of goes over and clumsily whacks into them a whole bunch of times, and it turns out also picks their pockets, and so they need to get out of there to keep on going, which is kind of charming. Yeah. So the narrator is doing it in a very arch sort of way, but then again, Rob keeps on calling Marion darling, and there's a lot of stuff. Though he may not be actually a bisexual guy in himself, he seems to not. That doesn't go that way, or just not interested in his friend Kit that way. Maybe that's the way more forward. Even though Kit definitely is interested in Percy, the Marion's brother. So, yeah, yeah. It's very light. It's very frothy, which is hard stuff to pull off. I I think it's kept me up to date enough with what's happened in the last book, enough that sometimes I find with genre books, especially light genre books, if you haven't read the first book, enough skillful kind of interweaving of what's going on. It's almost like the book has subtext, has subtlety, because it's got to quickly elude and keep on moving on, which gives it a higher level of interest for me sometimes. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now. It's nice to have something light to listen to as I'm slightly stressing out about things in my personal life. So yeah, that's the first 30% of whatever I said. The of Marion Keys, the Mystery of Marion Keys, whatever the name of the book is. I said it correctly at the beginning. I can't remember it now. By Cat Sebastian. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.